The pick and roll is the most important action in all of basketball today. As a guard, if you're able to master reading and attacking the pick and roll, you'll have a long and productive basketball career. In this series, we're breaking down how guards in the Mountain West consistently create advantages in the pick and roll, not just by scoring, but by reading and taking advantage of different ball screen coverages. In part 1 of the Mountain West pick and roll series, we're going to take a deep dive on Colby Garland. Garland is a 6-foot junior at San José State. He is currently 13th in the country in points per possessions in pick and roll situations, minimum 15 attempts per game, while averaging 14.3 points per game in these situations. Teams have thrown a variety of ball screen coverages at him, but Garland has consistently punished them by controlling the tempo and forcing the defenses to react, which is why he's one of the most effective pick and roll scorers not only in the Mountain West, but in the country. Let's break down what makes him so effective. To understand why Garland is so effective in ball screen situations, we're going to focus on 4 key areas. So these are the 4. Number 1, his ability to properly use the screen and keep defenders in jail. Number 2, his ability to keep defenses guessing by rejecting the ball screen. Number 3, his mastery of reading the ball screen coverage the defense is playing. And number 4, his ability to manipulate help defenders. Now let's take a look at the film. One of Garland's best ways of gaining advantage on a ball screen is the concept of keeping his defender in jail. Well, what does that mean when I say keep his defender in jail? As Garland or any ball handler comes off the ball screen, keeping his defender in jail means keeping his defender on his back or on his hip and not letting him get back in front. What this does is makes the big man have to make a decision. If his guard can't get back in front, then he has no clue what he's supposed to do. Is he supposed to stay with the guard? Is he supposed to get back to the roller? So it puts the big in a very difficult situation, and it keeps the defender on Garland or any guard at his mercy. So in this situation, as Garland comes off the pick and roll, he stops and right here keeps his defender on his hip. Does a great job of not letting his defender get back in the play. So now the big does not know what to do. Is he going to stay with the guard, stay with Garland, or start guarding the roller? Garland continues to keep him on his hip and is able to get all the way to the basket. In this situation, Garland again does a great job of keeping his defender on his hip, putting him in jail, and not letting him get back in the play. As we talked about earlier, New Mexico is focused on not letting Garland get over to his left hand. So look how his defender is playing him, forcing him to come to his right hand, not letting him get over the screen, going to his left. So let's let it play out. Garland here does a strong and physical rip through to get his defender off him and make him stand up. Now his defender's at Garland's mercy. So Garland now just goes and attacks, and right there is physical and gets into his body of his defender, doesn't let him get back in the play, does a great job of snaking and then getting to his floater. To me, what makes Garland so unique is his ability to reject the ball screen so effectively. Rejecting the ball screen does 2 things. Number 1, it keeps the defense guessing. If I'm guarding Garland as the guard, I'm being told by my coach, force him to the screen, make him go over that side. If I know in the back of my head that Garland is great at rejecting, I'm a lot more uncomfortable as a defender because I now can't just easily force him over the screen. I have to be ready to guard him both ways. So it makes his job a lot harder. Secondly, it takes the defense totally out of position. As I said, the guard's main job is to get him over the screen, not to let him reject, because the defense wants to get into their ball screen coverage. They've practiced it a million times. They know how to get to their ball screen coverage, their help, their secondary rotations. But if somebody rejects the screen, their help is not built in to guard that. So let's take a look here. As this screen comes, Garland does a great crossover and rejects it, and that help is too late, and the floater is up, and it's good. Let's take a look at this clip. As Garland comes for the screen, let's take a look at if Garland would have went over the screen. If Garland would have went over the screen and came this way, look at the defense. They're totally built in to stop this. There's a guy in gap. The big will be ready to do his hedge or whatever the ball screen coverage they have. They have their secondary rotation. But look at all the room on this side. Garland now simply rejects the screen and there's nobody to stop him to get to the lane. One of the ways that makes Garland so effective in ball screen situations is his ability to read and recognize ball screen coverages and be able to exploit them. In this situation, Stanford has decided to go under on Garland's screens. They've decided that they want to live with Garland taking off the dribble 3-point shots rather than him getting in the lane and deciphering their defense that way. So let's let it roll through. As Garland comes off this ball screen here, his defender goes under. So Garland could either have pulled this three, which would have been a semi-contested shot, which Stanford would have lived with, or he could have attacked, but look at the big. He's in perfect situation to go and help. So a great way to beat a team going under is to now go and rescreen. Now, when Garland rescreens, the screen is lower, so now the three-point shot is right on the line instead of off the line. And 2, the big is now not in great position. Before, he was right over, ready to go and guard Garland if he were to attack the paint. Now, he's behind, he's not all the way over. So as Garland comes off the screen, he comes open for a wide open in-rhythm three. Let's take a look at Garland here versus Michigan State. Michigan State is one of the best defenses in the country. As Garland comes off the pick and roll here, Michigan State is in a hard hedge. The job of the hedger is to make Garland take 1 or 2 dribbles backwards so to give his guard enough time to get back in front, and then the big has to go quickly get back attached to his man. Garland recognizes this and delivers a quick on-time pass to his big so he's able to get fouled. The last way that Garland creates advantages in the pick and roll that we are going to talk about is the way that he's able to get in the paint, draw 2, sometimes 3 or 4 help defenders, and manipulate those defenders into getting his team an open shot. In this situation, as Garland comes off the pick and roll, he gets in the paint and first of all plays off 2. And now let's take a look. 1, 2, 3 defenders are guarding him. Does he have this pass underneath? Yes, but it's a tough pass, especially with the size that he's being guarded by. But he drew in that weak side defender, so he's able to kick it to his teammate for a wide open corner 3. In this clip, as Garland comes off the screen, first of all, as we talked about earlier, does a great job of being physical, putting his defender in jail. So now he continues to get in the paint, and look at this. 3 Michigan State defenders converge on him. So now, Garland, can make this simple pass to 13, or the more high-level play, which he does, is he reads that this Michigan State defender now has to cover down since 3 guys are guarding him, and now makes this beautiful hook pass to the wide-open shooter in the corner. As Garland comes off the screen here, first off, I want to stop it here. Look at the job he does of setting his defender up. Brings him below the point of the screen, so now when he comes off, he's able to come off shoulder to shoulder and get downhill. Let's stop it right here. 3 defenders now submerge on Garland because he's able to get into the paint. All he has to do now is make the right read. Does a great behind the back pass to the guy at the top of the key. 1 more wide open 3 points. As you can see from this film breakdown, Colby Garland is a nightmare for teams to prepare for in pick and roll situations. He's able to solve every coverage thrown at him. Thanks for watching part 1 of the MaxIQ Mountain West Pick and Roll series. Stay tuned for part 2 and more film breakdowns in the future.